Your terminal just got an AI coding buddy. You know how Cursor has been making waves with its AI coding assistant? Well, they just dropped something pretty cool, Cursor CLI. Think of it as bringing that same AI magic right into your terminal. Here's the thing, if you're like me and love working in the terminal, or you use Neovim, or maybe you're stuck with some other editor that doesn't have fancy AI features, you've been missing out. Until now, this new tool works anywhere. Your terminal, those automated build processes, remote servers you SSH into, basically everywhere you code. What makes it different? Two big things caught my attention. First, you're not stuck with one AI. You can switch between GPT-5, Claude, Gemini, whatever works best for what you're doing. It's like having a toolbox instead of just one hammer. Second, it works two ways. You can chat with it directly in your terminal when you want to collaborate, or set it up to work automatically in the background for things like code reviews. The cool stuff, the AI can actually work with you, not just for you. You can look at its suggestions, say, yeah, that works, or nope, try again, and guide it as it codes. It even picks up on your existing cursor settings automatically. Real talk, how would you actually use this? Picture this. You SSH into a server that's acting weird. Instead of digging through logs for hours, you just type something like cursor agent, figure out what's wrong with these error logs, or maybe you want automated code reviews in your team's workflow. This plugs right into what you're already doing, working on a big project. It understands your whole code base, not just the file you're looking at right now. People are talking, developers have been buzzing about this since it dropped. The general vibe, it's more integrated than some alternatives, though some tools give you more free requests. But here's the kicker. When the next big AI model comes out, you'll get it in Cursor CLI right away. Getting started, it's pretty easy. If you're on Mac or Linux, it's straightforward. Windows folks, you'll need WSL, but you probably already have that, right? Just run this in your terminal, then type Cursor agent and log in with your Cursor account. That's it. What's it going to cost you? Free tier. Basic stuff plus GPT-5 free for a week. Pretty generous. Pro, 20K a month for more requests and better models. Business, $40 per person with team features. Heavy user, $200 a month if you're really going all in. Now, let's try building a full stack app. Using the Cursor CLI, I have this detailed prompt to build a password manager similar to Proton Pass. I actually got this detailed prompt from ChatGPT. So here's my plan. Simply copy the prompt, start the Cursor agent, and run model to select the AI model I want. Right now, I'm using the latest model, GPT-5. Then paste the prompt and tell it to do the job. I did exactly that. And now the Cursor agent starts thinking. You can actually see how many tokens it's using, but both for thinking and generating. Right now, it's just thinking, but it's thinking a lot more than I expected. At one point during generation, it got stuck at token 55. So I thought maybe the process ended, maybe it stopped, maybe an issue occurred, but no, it was still generating in the background. And here's what I didn't like, there was no real time update for me, the user. When you can't see what's happening, you start to think nothing is happening. It kills your hope. Anyway, it finished and it created a lot of files. I think around 50 files. Then it asked, do you want to keep them? I hit yes, or rather just pressed enter to save all changes it generated. But here's where I made a huge mistake. I started the cursor agent in my home directory, which I definitely shouldn't have done. So it created all the front end, back end, and shared folders right in my home directory. Not ideal. To fix this, I moved all those directories into a new folder called Cursor Builds and opened it in my editor. Now, suppose I don't know how to run it. Simple, I'll just ask the Cursor CLI to run it. Guess what? I did exactly that. But using PNPM as my package manager, the agent started doing its work, finding ways to run it. I'm on Nix OS, so my configuration is different from yours. But don't worry, the agent handled everything. It did a lot of things, including creating a parent package manager set up for PNPM so it could run the project from the parent directory. That's great, but honestly, we only care about running it. We don't care about how it's doing it. So, yeah, it did its thing. And now I can start the server. First, I tried starting the front end manually, and yes, you can see the preview, but don't judge by the look. It had many errors, as you could see in the console. And no, I'm not going to fix these errors myself. Instead, I described the errors and what was happening to the cursor agent, and the agent fixed them. I also noticed it's using MongoDB for the database. So instead of installing MongoDB locally, I just went to MongoDB Atlas, created a cluster, and copied the credentials to connect with the database. Everything was fine now. I built the backend first, then started it. Our server was running on localhost 8282. The UI, the front end, was running on port 5173. Everything looked good. I opened localhost 51173 in the browser, and of course, the login page appeared first because I hadn't logged in yet. So, first, I created an account, signed up, then logged in. Now, I tried to create a new password, or rather add a new password. It had the simplest form. I entered all the credentials, hit save. It saved. It should be stored in the database, but it didn't have as many features as Proton Pass. So I told the cursor agent I should be able to do full CRUD operations on saved passwords. And guess what? The agent did it. Not perfect, but yes, it's pretty good. And remember, I'm using GPT-5 here. Now I can edit password details and delete any saved password anytime. That's great. This is how you can add features step by step and take any project to the top level. It could be SaaS, your personal business website, anything. So I'd say this is better for terminal friendly people. It doesn't have much that's different from Cursor IDE or Windsurf IDE. But here's the thing, this kind of AI code generator is costly. It's not cost effective. If you have the money, go for it. This is beta software, so don't go crazy with it on important stuff yet. The security features are still being worked out, and this thing can read, change, and delete your files. It can also run terminal commands. So maybe don't use it on your production server just yet. Some people have mentioned the automated mode doesn't give you much feedback about what it's doing, and there are occasional hiccups with different terminals. Why this actually matters. This isn't just another tool, it's about making AI coding help work everywhere you code. When your AI assistant can work in your terminal, your IDE, your CI CD pipeline, and anywhere else, that changes how we think about building software. The fact that it connects to GitHub, Slack, and other tools through simple conversation, that's pretty powerful. Look, Cursor CLI isn't perfect, it's new, it's in beta, and there are some rough edges, but it makes AI coding assistants work everywhere, and that's kind of a big deal. Whether you live in the terminal, jump between different editors, or you're building automated workflows, this is worth checking out. Are you ready to have an AI coding buddy right there in your terminal? It feels like we're moving toward a future where coding is more like having a conversation with a really smart partner. Give it a try at cursor.com/CLI and let me know what you think. What would you build with something like this? The future of coding is getting pretty interesting, and honestly, it's happening faster than I expected. Time to see what we can create together.